Hello everyone, welcome to our English class.
Welcome to English Hangout with Teacher Maria. How are you today? I hope everybody is doing great while you are learning in your house. So, are you ready now for our lesson? Okay, before we are going to start with our lesson, I would like you to learn another expression of the day. So for our expression for today, we are going to learn the expression, how do you spell? How do you spell? You use this expression if you don't know how to spell a certain word. Okay? You will going to use this expression if you don't know how to spell the word. Okay, so when you say spell, it means that you have to write or speak each letter in the word in a correct order. You are going to write or speak each letter in the word in a correct order. So for example, the teacher would say, how do you spell the word teacher? The students must what? Must speak or write the letter in the word. Okay? Each letter in the word. So teacher. 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 So that's what we called spell. Understand? So how do you spell your name? Say Maria, Maria, that's my name. So, spell means you are going to write or speak each letter in the word in a correct order. So, you will use the expression, how do you spell, if you don't know how to spell a certain word. Okay, so I hope you will use these words or this expression from time to time. If you don't know how to spell a word, just don't be shy to ask the teacher or someone who knows how to spell it. Okay, so we will go now to our lesson.
Okay, so are you ready now for our lesson? I want you to get your books, workbook and student book, notebook and pen or pencil. Okay? So for our lesson, today we are going to have grammar focus and we will be focusing on the present progressive with yes or no questions. Okay, present progressive with yes or no questions. So last week we have learned what present progressive is. So today we are going to learn the present progressive with a yes or no questions. Okay, so present progressive with yes or no questions. To ask question that will be answered with either a yes or no. Start with, okay, so to ask a question that will be answered by yes or no, you have to start it with am, is, or are. Then choose your subject. The subject means the person or the thing that doing the action, and followed by the ing form of the verb or the present participle form of the verb, and then the rest of the questions. Okay, so let's have here present progressive with yes or no question form. So we have here the form and how to make a questions with present progressive. We have here question word. The question word will have to start with is, am, and are. Okay? So for the present progressive yes or no question, the question will start with is, am, and are. Plus will be the subject. Okay? The subject Okay, so we have here he, she, it, I, you, we, they. Okay, so for the question word is, the subject should be he, she, it. For the question word am, the subject should be I. And for the question word are, the subject should be you, we, and they. Okay? So he, she, it, or singular subject, you, we, they, or plural subject. Next, we have after the subject, we have the verb with ing or the present participle. So we have here, the example here, wearing. Okay, because we're just focusing on this word, wearing. Okay, so we have wear plus ing, it will become wearing. And then the rest of the verbs. So here, for example, we have, is she wearing dress? Okay, so we have, is he wearing dress? Is it wearing dress? Okay, so this is the question form. How about am? Am I? Remember, the am always goes with I. Am I wearing dress? Next, we have are. Are you wearing dress? Are we wearing dress? Are they wearing dress? Okay, so this is the question form of present progressive with yes or no question. First, we have the question word starts with is, am, are, then the subject, then the verb with ing and or the past present participle, and then the rest of the verb of the sentence or the question. So let's have here, how are we going to answer? So we have here yes or no, and then you have to put the comma, and then plus the subject plus the verb, either it's positive or a negative verb. Okay, so yes or no, comma, and then subject, then verb. So for example here, the question is subject he, she, it wearing glasses? So your answer should be, if the answer is yes, you'll say yes, he, she, it, and then the positive verb is. Okay, is. Subject, subject, yes. Okay, next, if the answer is yes, the verb here is positive. Okay, now when the answer is no, okay, the subject is next, he, she, it, and the verb to be is negative form. You'll say isn't. So for example here, I will read, is she wearing glasses? I'll say yes, she is. No, she isn't. So yes, the verb should be positive, is. No, the verb is negative or isn't. Understand? Now let's go to the next question. The next question will start with are. Okay, so are we or they wearing a hat? So are is the question word, we and they are the subject, and the present participle, which is wearing. So are we or they wearing a hat? So your answer is yes, and then copy the subject, and then the verb to be are. Okay, so if the question word starts here with are, your verb to be in the answer is also are. Now, if the answer is yes, the verb should be in the positive form. Now, if your answer is no, the verb is in the negative form. It's in negative, so you say aren't. Okay? So, for example, I will say, are we wearing a hat? Yes, we are. No, we aren't. Alright. So, are they wearing a hat? Yes, they are. No, they aren't. Okay? So, yes, the verb should be in positive form. No, the verb should be in the negative form. So, you have to look at on the question word if it's are. So, your answer here is are and aren't. Okay, let's go to the next question. So, if the question is here, are you wearing a hat? If the subject in the question is you, the subject in the answer is I. Okay? If the subject in the question is you, the subject in the question in the answer is I. One more time. If the subject in the question is you, the subject in the answer is I. Okay? So let's take a look at here. Are you wearing a hat? So your answer should be yes, I. What is the verb to be of I? It's am. Okay? So you have to be careful and be mindful of the subject because that is very important. Okay? So you have to look carefully on the subject of the question so you will correctly write the correct verb in the answer. Okay, so here we have, are you wearing a hat? Your answer could be, yes, I. As the verb for I, it's am, right? So for the positive, you will say, yes, I am. But for the negative, you will say, no, I am not. Okay, there is not already in the negative. Okay, so are you wearing a hat? Yes, I am. No, I am not. Okay, so I goes with verb to be am in the positive, and if it's a no, I goes with this verb to be I'm not. Okay, now let's have another question. The question is, am I wearing a hat? Okay, so the question here, it talks about yourself. So, am I wearing a hat? And the person you'll ask, you will say, yes, you are. So, you take a look at here. If the subject in the question is I, the subject and the answer is you. Okay, did you get it? If the subject in the question is I, the subject in the answer is you. So here, am I wearing a hat? So you say, yes, you. Am I? Yes, you. No, you. Okay, so the subject is different. Okay, so here, am I wearing a hat? Yes, you. What is the verb to be of you? It should be are. Okay, so you say yes, you are in the positive. Okay, this is positive. You will say no, you aren't. So it's negative if she's not wearing one. I'm not wearing a hat. So you will say no, you aren't. All right. So you say, am I wearing a hat? Yes, you are. No, you aren't. All right. Do you understand? Okay. So let's take a look at this example. In the question, what is the correct question word in this? Is, are, am. he wearing pajamas. What is the correct question word here? Is it are, or is it am? You look at the subject to know which one is the correct. To know the correct question word to use, you have to look on the subject. So the subject here is he, okay? So he, the question word should be what? It should be is. Okay? Why? Because the subject is he. Alright? So here, is he wearing pajamas? So you look at the picture, what would be the answer? Yes or no? Yes. If the answer is yes. Now what is the verb to be? Is it positive or negative? So the answer is. Remember, yes goes with the positive verb, which is. So everybody read, is he wearing pajamas? Yes, he is. Okay, do you understand? Okay, now let's go to another example. Here we have is, are, am, she wearing a dress. What is the correct word, question word? Is, are, or am? Okay, first you have to look on the subject. What is the subject here? The subject is she. So what would be the question word if the subject is she? It should be is. Okay, so you have to say, is she wearing a dress? Now you go to the answer. What is the answer? You look at the picture. Is she wearing a dress? Yes or no? You have it's a no. Therefore, you have to say no. She. What is the correct verb to be? Is it is or isn't? Is it positive or negative? It is negative. It is isn't. So the answer here is isn't. No, she isn't. Understand? So, no answer goes with a negative verb to be. Okay, everybody read. Is she wearing a dress? No, she isn't. Okay, now let's take a look at this question. Alright, so what is the correct question word here? Is, am, are we wearing a hat? Okay, the answer would be what? You look at the subject. What is the subject here? The subject is we. So what would be the question word? Is it am, or is it are? Of course, the answer is are. So are goes with we. Okay, so are we wearing a hat? So you look at them. Are they wearing a hat? So the answer is yes. Now what is the verb to be? So the verb to be, is it positive or negative? Okay, it is positive. Yes, we are. Yes, always go with a positive verb to be. So everybody read, are we wearing a hat? Yes, we are. Let's go to another example. Have here. Is, are they wearing a t-shirt? What's your answer there? Is, or are? The answer is are. Why? Because the subject is they. Okay? So, are they wearing a t-shirt? What? Look at here. T-shirt? Yes or no? No, they are not wearing a t-shirt. What is it? They are wearing a sweatshirt. So, no, they aren't. So, the answer there is negative. It's aren't. Why? Because here we answer yet no. The answer no, the verb to be is aren't. It's in a negative form.
Therefore, everybody read, are they wearing a t-shirt? No, they aren't. Okay, next we have, all right, here, what is the question word? Are I wearing glasses? What would be the answer? Is it am, or is it are? Okay, you have to look on the subject first. The subject is I. Okay, so I always goes with am. Therefore, the question word should be, am I wearing glasses? Now, what would be the answer? You look at the picture. Yes or no? It should be yes. So, what should be the subject here? If the subject in the question is I, what is the subject in the answer? It should be you. Okay? You. Yes, you. So what is the verb to be? Is it am or is it are? If it's you, what is the reverb? It should be are. Okay? So everybody read, am I wearing glasses? Yes, you are. Okay? Next, let's have another example. Have here. Are I wearing jeans? So, what is the correct verb to a question word? Remember with what is the subject here? The subject is I. So, the question word should be am. Am I wearing jeans? Look at her. Is she wearing jeans? Yes or no? The answer is no. Okay? So what would be the subject? The subject in the question is I. So the subject in the answer is you. Okay? So it's a negative answer. It's no. Therefore, the verb to be is what? Am not or aren't? Okay? The answer is what? I'm not or aren't? Remember, the subject here is you. So, the answer is aren't. Okay, so everybody read. Am I wearing jeans? No, you aren't. Okay, how about this? So, he asked, okay, are you wearing a skirt? So, he asked her. So, what would be the correct question word? Is it are, is it am? The correct question word is what? Are. Why? Because the subject is you. Okay? Next, the answer. What is the answer? So he asked her, are you wearing a skirt? And what did she say? Yes or no? You have to say yes. Yes, what? Yes, what is the subject? Remember, what is the question, subject in the question? It is you. So, in the answer, it will be I. Okay, so you'll see, yes, I. What is the verb to be? Are or am? The answer is I always goes with am. Okay, so everybody read, are you wearing a skirt? Yes, I am. In the question, the subject is you. In the answer, the subject is I. Okay. Next, we have here. Now she asked him, are you wearing a sweatshirt? Okay. Is he wearing a sweatshirt? Okay, so he answered. Okay. Now, what is the answer? What is the question word here? Is, are, or am? The answer is are. Why? Because the subject is you. Okay. Now, what is the answer? You look at him. Is he wearing a sweatshirt? No. No. What is the subject? It's I. And what is the verb to be? Aren't or am not? Okay, it is am not. So I say, are you wearing a sweatshirt?
No, I am not. Do you understand? Okay. Alright, so for your activity in this lesson, I would like you to answer this activity. Look at the picture, then circle the correct answer in the parentheses. So you have to circle the correct question word in the question, and then in letter A, in the answer number 2, you have to answer or circle the answer with yes or no, or is or isn't, or you have to look on the picture, okay? And circle the correct answer. Alright, so now let's go to your student book, page 26 and 27. Okay, so it's connect and you have to listen and read.
A. Listen and read. Hats matter.
People wear hats to look good. People wear hats for other reasons too. Siberia is in Russia. It is very cold there. People wear fur hats. Fur hats are very warm. Cuba is hot and sunny. People there wear special hats called Panama hats. The Panama hat is light. It protects the head from the sun. It keeps people cool, too. It is rainy in Vietnam. People wear a hat called a nonla. This hat is wide. It looks like a triangle. Rain falls down the sides of the hat. It keeps people dry. Hats are beautiful. They are also useful.
Okay, so let's read. Hats matter. People wear hats to look good. People wear hats for other reasons too. A fur hat. Siberia is in Russia. It is very cold there. People wear fur hats. Fur hats are very warm. A Panama hat. Cuba is hot and sunny. People there wear special hats called Panama hats. The Panama hat is light. It protects the head from the sun. It keeps people cool too. A nonla. It is rainy in Vietnam. People wear a hat called a nonla. This hat is wide. It looks like a triangle. Rain falls down the sides of the hat. It keeps people dry. Hats are beautiful. They are also useful. Okay, answer letter B. Where do people wear Panama hat? Where do people wear Panama hat? A. Russia. B. Cuba. C. Vietnam. Circle your answer. Number 2. Why do people in Vietnam wear Ananla hats? A. To keep warm. B. To keep cool. C. To stay dry. Circle your answer. Okay, now let's go to the next page of your student book. Page 28. So, listen and circle that answer the question. So you have here the highlighted words and you have to listen the track and you circle which one is the correct answer. And then you check if it's a yes or a no.
C. Listen and circle. Then answer the questions. Number 1.
People wear fur hats in Siberia.
Number 2.
People in Cuba wear Panama hats.
Number 3.
It is cold and rainy in Cuba.
Number 4.
The nonla keeps people cool.
Okay. One more time.
C. Listen and circle. Then answer the questions. Number 1.
People wear fur hats in Siberia.
Number 2.
People in Cuba wear Panama hats.
Number 3.
It is cold and rainy in Cuba.
Number 4.
The non-law keeps people cool.
Okay, now you go to letter D. Match the hat to its country. So number 1, number 2, number 3. So which country is it from? This hat, is it in A, Russia, B, Cuba, C, Vietnam? And number 2, which country is this hat came from? Is it Russia, Cuba, or Vietnam? In number 3, which country this hat came from? Is it Russia, Cuba, or Vietnam? Okay, now you go to your workbook. I want you to answer your workbook page 19. Letter A, you just circle. Look, circle, and say. So you circle the answer. And then in letter C, you have to match. Read and match. Okay? So, let's have the last page of our activity today, page 20. So in page 20, we have to have the connect. Okay? Page 20 of your workbook, connect. So listen and read and then answer letter B. Okay? Let's listen first.
A. Listen and read.
Shoes around the world. Shoes are very important. They keep our feet dry. They also keep our feet clean. But some shoes look very different. These shoes are from Japan. People call them geta. They are wooden shoes. Geta are great on rainy days. They keep your feet dry. This man is from the Netherlands. He is making clogs. Clogs are wooden shoes. They are very strong. They keep your feet safe. Moccasins are Native American shoes. They are colorful shoes. People make moccasins with animal skin. People put beads on them. They can be very pretty.
Okay. So you answer letter B. Letter B, number 1. Geta keep our feet dry. Yes or no? Number 2. Clogs are from Japan. Yes or no? Number 3. Clogs are wooden shoes. Clogs are wooden shoes. Yes or no? Moccasins are from the Netherlands. Yes or no? Okay, so I think that would be all for today. So thank you so much for your time, everyone, and enjoy learning in your house. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.